Welcome, my friends, to another 8 Ends. This is your host, Ryan, bringing you the latest draw from the 5 Under tournament. Hello. Welcome, my friends, to another 8 Ends. This is the second draw of the 5 and Under tournament of the 2025 doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships presented by curling.gg. This is your host, Ryan, bringing you, again, draw 2. This is Sweeping It Real with the Red Rocks taking on Team Ish with the Yellowstones. Team Ish hails from the Coyotes Curling Club, while Sweeping It Real hails from Silicon Valley. Rocks and play were underway. Hopefully you're going to have a great game while I multitask, even more than usual, because I have a work project due at the same time as this broadcast is happening. So we'll make it work out. Lots of guards in play early. And this is going to be interesting because we have another contest between a dedicated ice team from Team Ish out of Coyotes. The Tempe club is dedicated ice, has been for a while. Silicon Valley is arena ice, or hockey ice, as some might refer to it as. That hogged, actually. And Silicon Valley, it does play on hockey ice, but they do have, I think, at least some regular access to the dedicated ice at San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. So glad you guys are with us. It should be a fun contest, and definitely stay tuned. So after seeing a lot of guards, looks like they're going to try and draw into the rings with Team Ish. And that settles into the top 12 foot. As we see Sweeping It Real with their net stone. Also looking to draw around. They're looking to draw around everything on the right side. I would wonder if they could have drawn on the left side. And, you know, even if they hit their own red rock, it maybe could have raised it. But that's not to be a second shot, although it does give Team Ish a chance to hit and maybe roll under cover. Also, I'm not quite sure who has hammer this first end. Teams are given hammer, well, they have choice of hammer based on their experience or lack thereof. This is a 5 and Under tournament. All the players have 5 years of experience or less. Does crash on the guard. So I'm going to guess that Sweeping It Real has the hammer. Find out in a couple stones. So they ended up hitting their own out, and I think they maybe wanted to tick under, and it didn't work, unfortunately. So let's see here. So it looks like they're going to try that again, and sweeping it reel does have the hammer in this first end. To finish the story, the teams that have the least experience have the advantage of either the hammer or choosing rock color. So there's no draw shot challenge or anything that we normally see. This is over curling again. But actually, this could possibly raise the yellow further into the ring. Oh, it makes contact with both the red and the yellow. And it does push the yellow further under the guards. So now sweeping a reel has a challenge or a decision to make, either to try to like maybe draw on the left side as they're lining up to do. I was also thinking they could maybe try to tap the red back a little bit, but that's not I don't think it's there, honestly. But I like to talk through possibilities. As the shot is away for Team Ish. And this is heavy. So a miss there, unfortunately, for Team Ish. So now it is, sorry, that was a sweeping it reel. Teams, learning the teams' names. Oh. 1 second. Hey. So looking to get some confirmation about, like, we have Trevor helped count the players, and I think Team Ish is actually playing with 3 players, and so I think Team Ish actually has the hammer. Maybe.
Yeah, they've got 5 players listed, but I only see 3 of them. Oh, Team Ish from Phoenix. You said from Denver.
That's it then.
I know, that's all. Yeah, I think there's only 3.
Okay, so it's also noted the program has 5 players for Team H, but there's only 3 on the ice. So I'm going to guess they have the hammer. And indeed, yeah. So I see sweeping a reel coming down to take their first skip stone. So.
16 years. Who are they playing against? Yeah, it's Kenny, Alyssa, and Derek.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the first of skip stones. Team Ish has the hammer. I'm glad we worked through that. And rocks are not really curling back towards the walkway this early in this second game of the day. I think we have 5 games on tap today. I'll double check. So sweeping and reel tried to draw in, and they were a bit wide. So they're sitting 2 and 3 in terms of the counting order. But Team Ish has the shot stone. It's a little buried, a little covered, not too much covered. As we see the skip for Team Ish, that would be Kenny Duncan, or K Dunks as he's known to his friends. I don't think so, but who's to say? Yeah. So this one's a little bit heavy. It's going to go through the house out of play. So they're looking at the angles, it looks like. I think they're going to try that draw again, as the room is down for that. As the skip for sweeping it real heads down the ice. Looking for a draw. Just looking to tap that yellow back slightly. That's all that's really needed. So I would say probably like backline weights would be my call. As the rock is away for the skip. Swooping to real, I believe, is Steve and Bruce. This is tight though, and so now the question is that going to be on the guard. It is on the guard. So now Team Ish has a chance for 2. So Kenny, it gets set. This is the hammer, sitting 1, a chance for 2. Team Ish. Last rock here at the first end. This is a wide, which is not bad. They need to be almost biting the 4-foot button. This is a bit heavy too. And it's going to go to the back of the house. Not be a factor, so that looks to be a single point for Team Ish. So they'll take a 1-0 lead as we head into the second end here at the 2025 doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships presented by curling.gg. Coming to you live from Curl Vegas. And just a reminder that coverage of this event is being brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Throughout the competitive curling season, proprietor Ken Pomeroy provides updated listings or rankings of the top men's and women's teams from around the world at doubletakeout.com. And by curling.gg. For stiffs and curlers who love a good game, curling.gg is your ultimate practice tool. And by Endgame Curling, makers of the travel handle, divides into 3 for easy packing in a carry-on suitcase at endgamecurling.com. All right, so Team Ish is playing with 3 because we counted the players. And it looks like they're putting up a corner guard. Might be biting the top of the house. So let's see what what Swimming at Real does with their first stone of this end. And coverage of this is being brought to you by doubletakeout.com. This is over curling, kind of continuing a trend I saw in the first game where rocks have a lot of swing towards the wall. It does end up as a corner-ish guard. And just like that, the nest rock's underway. So I think looking to draw around those corner-ish stones. And that does not get under cover. It sits on the button, pre-exposed.
I saw Skyler's last throw where you guys were just trying to tap it. And I saw it and I was like, don't. I was like, off, guys, off. I was like, it's going to go right through. So, but it's hard.
So looking for a hit, I would guess a little roll would be useful. And it's like, oh, it's over curling. It's going to make contact. It just glances off of the shot stone, and the shooter's going to roll out of play. So it looks like Team Ish is sitting 2 now. And it looks like they're going to try to draw and put another one in. I don't think they would necessarily want it to be a front stone in front of the shot yellow in the back 8 foot there. It is staying pretty. No, so he doesn't want it to be kind of top 4 foot on the right there. It's going to settle a little deep behind the tee line, so sweeping it real could draw to it. I don't know if the double's there. As the thrower gets set for sweeping to reel with the Clark Kent glasses. Looking, I think they do want to hit a little bit, like just tap. This is curling a bunch though. So sweepers are working to hold the line, and yeah, especially once it goes by the hog line, it really swings hard. And the weight was a little light too. It was pretty close to perfect, and you know sometimes when you curl, you kind of look for the miss. That wasn't. I don't think that was a bad miss. As we see Alyssa Duncan get set for her first. Looking for a hit. I think that was Alyssa. She's not happy with it. Looks like it's going to go into the pile. So it looks like they're looking to hit and roll, especially since Team Ish has 3 yellows in the house, even though only one of them is counting right now.
But it's good seeing you guys out there. It's just like, do you know what's funny? Somebody's getting you all confused because they're like, you have beards, and so they thought you were like triplets or something. I'm just the You're just the pirate. That's okay. The pirate.
So actually looks pretty nice as it settles down. It was a smidge heavy. It does dislodge the yellow.
Thank you.
So it looks like they're going to try to hit as Alyssa gets set. Looking for a hit. And this is curling up again. Ooh. So it curled, I think it over curls a bit, and so it hit the yellow into the reds and kind of jostled them around. Moved things around, but it did not favor Team Ish. It tended to switch to switch the favor to
Try and stay powered here.
swooping it real. So it looks like now swooping it real is going to try to put up a front guard or like a front stone and really kind of force Team Ish to make some more difficult shots. This is over curling again, so they may be looking for a plan B. It's not a bad plan B. It kind of ticked off of the shot redstone and rolled wide right. So it looks like Team Ish is kind of shifting the strategy a little bit, not doing the takeout game right now. Instead, looking to just draw. And the reason they're doing this makes a lot of sense because those reds are all behind the T line, and so you can basically park your stone in front of those reds and be shot, and then make it really hard for swooping it real to get your Team Ish stones out of play. So this is you can be a little heavy just to tap them back, and that was a bit heavy. Gets 3 of the stones in the back moving, pushes one of the reds a little further back, and then the shooter rolls on top of the swooping it real red. So swooping it real went from sitting 3 to now just to Team Ish sitting 1 shot. So it looks like swooping it real is just going to kind of follow Team Ish down. Oh my gosh! Okay, so they got a lucky deflection there, a little wick and roll. I don't think that was the call. So it basically kind of wicked off of the outside stone and rolled on top of the Team Ish yellow. So now it is swooping it real, sitting 1, maybe 2 right now, as we are to skip stones here. That red rock is pretty open though, so Team Ish might just, I think they're looking to try and tap it back. They would probably want to hit that red shot stone just right of center, just slightly right, as Kenny Duncan's stone is away. So this one actually hits on the outside of the red stone, and so that was the wrong side of the inch, as it were. So now Swooping It Real is sitting 2, and they're looking to see how they can secure that advantage. So I think they're looking to just draw and put up a front stone or a guard. I would think light would be the miss in this case. So the ice here, I don't think is what they're looking for, just because I'm going to guess it's going to over curl. We've seen like 6 to 7 feet of curl towards the windows, depending on the shot. I mean, they could be looking to put a stone on the right side. You see it's really swinging now, and it glances off the yellow and actually rolls on top. That's I think a lucky bounce there. So now Team Ish is facing 3 without the hammer. I think they're looking to just make a couple of these go away. If they're sitting shot, that's great. If not, at least they make a couple go away. Last rock without the hammer. This is Kenny Duncan of Team Ish, looking to make a couple of these reds go away. And 2 of them go away. So mission accomplished there. That was a double takeout, brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Rock without the hammer. This is Kenny Duncan of Team Ish, looking to make a couple of these reds go away. And 2 of them go away. So mission. So that was a good shot there from Kenny Duncan. Really helped save the ends. Although Team Ish has a lot of yellows in the rings. You can count them up: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have all 8 of their stones in the rings. So I don't think there's an 8-ender in the offing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 8 Team Ish rocks are in the rings. Oh my goodness. So something we had to go catastrophically wrong for an 8-ender to happen, but that's when 8-enders happen apparently. I've never seen one. This is an interesting situation here as the broom is down for Swooping It Real. Looking for just a hit. I think that they hit it on the left side of center, they could get 2, which I'm sure is what they're hoping for. Last rock, the hammer coming for Swooping It Real, facing 1, but some potential danger as the rock is away, and it does clip the yellow-ish stone, but the shooter rolls too wide. So it's going to be a single point for Swooping It Real. And we do not get an 8-ender, much to my chagrin. So, 1 second. So no, all 8 Team Ish routes were in the house.
Oh, okay.
So like,
Oh, but they didn't get an 8 and.
no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but and like Sweet and Real would have had to make a catastrophic mistake.
Take a picture. I was like, that's gonna say Curly Dicks right there.
So we're going to start the third end in just a moment. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Jeremy actually did say I'd make a good coach.
Oh my God, guys.
It's a competitive event.
It
Yeah, like no mercy. I mean, this is like Cobra Kai, all Valley round tournament, you know? Karate all what's it called?
Coverage of this end is being brought to you by curling.gg. Next time you're confused on ice, take a photo, recreate it on curling.gg, and try multiple outcomes. It's the only platform that lets you take a shot, undo, and try again. Curling.gg.
Ollie has not signed it yet. Alex has not signed it. Carlos not signed it, so they'll need to do this whole thing in it. And it's just on the league license page.
So, Team Ish's first rock is going to go a little deep behind cover. So we have a center-ish guard from Swooping It Real that Swooping It Real is going to try to utilize.
So.
1 second. So that draw, I think, ended up where they were looking for it to go, but it is exposed, and so the lead for Team Ish is going to take it on, and that is going to be Derek Swanson. Looking for a hit. It's hanging out a little bit, and now there's a danger of it possibly jamming in the back. It does not jam. The shooter's going to roll wide left as the shot stone goes to the back 12 foot. So play is in the back of the rings, and it looks like Swooping It Real wants to try and keep things high in the house if they can.
No, I just have just was gifted the best.
Oh, very nice. Good shot, Jody. Good shot, Jody.
Net stone coming for Swooping It Real. I think looking to hopefully get around that guard.
They lost their draw this morning. They were going to be out anyway. So there's lots of priority.
And it turns out to be a snoop guard, or a pretty hard guard, as I like to joke.
Yeah, I play with her on Wednesday nights. Oh, good.
So net stone coming from Derek, looking to make a hit on the red in the back 12 foot. And that shot is made, and the shooter's going to roll in slightly to the edge of the 12-foot ring in the back.
This is the first time I've ever curled anywhere outside of the curling.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Denver was my first dedicated curling club.
So it looks like Swooping It Real is going to try and draw around.
Well, I'm going to make some friends, I'm going to ask some questions, I'm going to work on stuff.
Let me show you what I'm seeing. It crashes on the guard. So that was a bit light for whatever they were trying to do. So it looks like Team Ish is going to try and draw around as Alyssa gets her rock ready. Looking to draw around. Seeing a decent amount of curl towards the window from the wall. It's around the guards. Now the question is, how deep is it going to get? And it settles in and all right, now you can see what's going on. Settles in behind cover in the top 8 foot. So Team Ish is sitting 3 right now. And Swooping to Reel is a bit of a bind. Oh, and that's heavy. It goes through the house out of play. So now Team Ish has the hammer and the advantage here in this end. Looking just, I think, put up a front stone, really kind of block the path to the button front down that side. And if they make this front stone a guard, it's going to make it super tricky for Swooping to Reel to get access to the button. This is going a little deep. Slight tap. So access to the button is still there. It's going to be a tricky draw, but also with the Team Ish sitting 4, Swooping to Reel, I think it's going to be in damage control mode right now. So this is going to, I think, crash on the guard. Actually, it's, oh. Okay, so they are going to try, they were doing the hit going from the other turn. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually a double takeout. And people raise their arms. Let's take a look at the replay. So this is going to, I think, crash on the guard. Actually, it's, oh. Okay, so they are going to try, they were doing the hit going from the other turn. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually a double takeout. And that double takeout was brought to you by doubletakeout.com. So now it improved the situation for Swooping to Reel, but Team Ish still does sit 2, it appears, in the top of the house, buried under cover. As Alyssa gets set for her last.
I couldn't figure it out after 5 minutes of reading.
I know, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it. And I asked him before.
Yeah.
And then when he sent them, then I really.
And looks like they were going to try and draw around. This is a smidge heavy. As it's going to go through the house out of play. So just a little up. So that was a little heavy, and now the question is, what can sweeping it real do with this situation? That port is pretty. It's not really in their favor. That high guard is not helping them that much. They could go down the middle on the right side and like kind of curl towards the left and see where you put the broom down on the edge of the forefoot that way. That might be the call, but the line's going to be important. Like also again, like I think it does curl more towards the windows. This will be a good test to see what's happening. They can also try to hit the yellows in the top of the house, because if they clip the edge of the yellow on the right, they would get both of them moving.
Right.
Okay, so they're not going to try and draw from the center out. They're going to go from the out in towards the center. And so I think the goal would be to try to draw to the back red, and if it's up high, that's not too bad, but you don't want to crash on the guards. So
What you have provided now allows you to now take it more
So it's past the guard. Now it's the question, where is it going to end up? It ends up on top. Okay, it kind of rolls on top, or rolls away from the yellows in the rings. So a pretty good outcome. It negates one of the teamish stones, and that red might be shot. So the broom's down for Kenny Duncan. And looking to just hit the red, and there's a possible double if they hit a red double. As Duncan gets set. You just trust me. Oh man, lots of hopping involved. It does crash on the guard. And so now Scoot and Reel could basically do the same shot they just threw, maybe a little more ice, depending on how close it was to the guard. Yeah, they're looking at maybe guarding. I think they're worried about the yellow rays. And that's why I like just maybe tapping it up as they consider their options. Looking at drawing and putting up a front stone, or yep, that seems to be the call. Oh no, the call seems to be drawing around the high guard. Maybe sit two that way. I think could be a good shot. So, changed their mind. They switched to the other side. I'm curious about that. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Because if they went deep on the left side, they could provide a catcher for Team Ish to stick around and score one or two points. So they're looking for a guard. This is over curling, and again, kind of my thought that it's curling 6 to 7 feet. As you see, it ends up on the left side of center. So the port's open. You can see they do a pretty straight shot. Now the question is which rotation, either the clockwise in turn or the counterclockwise out turn. So the broom's down. So last rock, the hammer coming for Duncan and Team Ish. Hits for 2 or more. Oh, it glances off of the guard. So it looks to be a steal of 1 as they take a look at it. And they agree it is a steal of 1 for Sweeping It Real. Sweeping It Real takes a 2-1 lead over Team Ish as they clear the rocks. We're going to take a pause in the action. We'll be right back in just a moment as our coverage continues from the 2025 MoPac Championships presented by curling.gg. So that first rock from Sweeping It Real looks to be a tight guard, and maybe we'll see. They're taking a look at it, because if it's not a guard, if it's touching the rings, they'll probably go after it. But it looks like they're looking to put up a corner guard. As coverage of this end is being brought to you by Endgame Curling. And Endgame Curling is unlock your potential with the curling broom that's right for you. Endgamecurling.com. That rock will slip into the rings, so Team Sweeping It Real can make a play on it, and that's what they look to be doing. Or they can try and draw a round or a freeze. They're asking for a freeze. So looking for a freeze. So they definitely looks like they gave more ice. Now the question is a weight, and this looks pretty close. It could be a smidge light, and indeed it's going to settle into a tight corner guard. So Derek is being asked to try and draw around that new corner guard, it looks like, with his seconds. Sounded like it was light as Kenny runs out to help. Okay, so they were putting up a corner guard on the other side, looks like, but there's a possibility of it ticking off of the red. It does. And it rolls to the center. So Swooping a Reel does not have the hammer this end. So they're opting for a classic strategy for when you don't have the hammer to kind of try and draw play to the center of the sheet and the top of the rings. Although it looks like they may have called an audible. As it looks like they could be going for a takeout, which was fine and good if they can make the takeout. No, it's not. Okay, so it's not a takeout. This is curling a decent amount. I was curious about why he put the broom there. Maybe the person throwing the rock couldn't see the broom. And so that settles in, waiting for Kenny to move. That is a front guard. It's could be a little tight, so Coyotes players can do takeouts, so they could try to just like run it into the pile. Looking for control weights.
I remember you from the
This is a little inside.
Oh, okay.
So it just ticks the red. The shooter rolls into the house and whips off the yellow there and pushes the yellow that was in the house to the back 12 foot. So Swooping Reel is still shot. They have 2 of the 3 guards in front of the rings, but it's not guarding the shot stone. So it looks like they're going to try and draw from the right side. And the question is, how much is it going to curl? Because they're looking for about 4 feet of curl, it looks like. I would think a little tap would be good. And so it's not curling as much as you can see from the windows towards the boards, but it does do the tap, as I was thinking would be a good plan B. And it does tap it under cover. There's a double there if they wanted to choose to take it on. That's my famous that's my famous catchphrase. I think the double's there. And yeah, I think the double's there. So the broom is down. So we're talking about the right broom, a little back and forth, but both sides are satisfied with the direction of the call. Darren started sweeping right away. Now I think he's cleaning. This is needs to hit something. It doesn't. Splits the uprights, unfortunately. So now it looks like Swooping a Reel is going to put up a guard. Question is, what do you protect? I think they're going to try to put it just kind of right in front of where the skip is for Swooping a Reel. And that's pretty good. I don't think the double's there anymore. I think there's other doubles. So it looks like they're going to try to hit the outside red. Team Ish and Alyssa will make the attempt. Gonna hit something. It gets 1, 2 of the reds moving. Doesn't clear the reds. And then the shooter will go to the back of the sheet, not in the rings. So now Souvenir Reel is still sitting 3. And let's say they want to put up a guard. I'm going to try the other turn. I don't know if that's enough ice, just given how much it curls towards the windows. Because they're banking on about 4.5 feet. They got 5.
Are you bringing it back here?
Looking for a guard. And that's pretty good. So they needed about 5 feet. And I think the double's there. No. There should be a double. So the broom's down.
It's on its way.
It should be there.
Cool.
It should be there. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
So this is Alyssa's last shot, I believe, looking to make something happen. Crashes on the guard, and it rolls towards the left, and it promotes one of the yellow guards into the rings. So not a bad outcome. Looks like it could be outcounting one of the red stones. So, but again, for Scooping a Reel, they want to try and control the middle, and so they're looking to put up a stone. Considering how aggressive Coyotes teams can be about doing takeouts, I don't know how tight they want it to be. As they indicated, 4 feet in front of the shot stones, which might not be enough space. So the stone is away. Looking for a guard front stone. Even a little tap wouldn't be too bad, I don't think. I mean, teams can make triples and stuff. Happened to me last week in a fun event where someone made a triple on my team out of nowhere that I wasn't expecting, but kind of had to tip your cap to the other skip who made that shot. So that does go into the pile. So, and I said going to the pile is not a bad outcome, because it's going to be very difficult for Team Ish to make them all go away. So the broom's down. For Team Ish and Kenny Duncan. Looking to make some of these reds go away, making a joyful noise. Using the straighter side of the ice. pretty good to make a couple go away. Got one. And that seems to be all. Does move the rocks off the center. So I think what Swoop and Reel is going to do is just basically do the same type of shot, maybe a smidge lighter, because again, as long as they kind of close off the path to the button, that would be a pretty good success. So the broom's down, looking for a draw. The ice looks like they're looking for about 5 feet of curl, and I don't know if it's going to curl that much away from the window. So last rock without the hammer, coming for Sweeping to Reel, looking for so it looks like they wanted to protect their shot stones, which I guess it would make sense too. You can't protect everything, and actually it did curl about 5 feet. So I guess we're seeing it curl now both ways, about 5.5 feet. 5 feet. So the shot that they're looking at, it's going to be a tricky shot, but as I was talking about the different options, it came to me that they could try to do like a hit and roll in, and so that seems to be there as a possibility. I don't know if the draw is there, just based on the guards and the front stones that are in play. So the broom's down, looking for the hit and roll. I think also maybe just to minimize the damage at this point, because there is a lot of Swooping and Reel red in the rings. At least 3, I'm guessing. As Kenny Duncan gets set for his last hammer here in the 4th end. So it's going to get some rocks moving, gets 1 moving. So it looks like it's 2. As they take a look around the rings. I'll wait for them to post the score this time. They have not posted the score yet. I'm guessing it's 2. Team Ish does still have the hammer in this 5th end. And this rock is going to settle in front of Duncan. No. It's a center-ish guard, but not on the center line, so the no-tick rule does not apply. So the first stone for Team Ish is away. Still no score posted. And that does settle in as a corner guard, kind of covering the 12-foot ring, so not a lot of cover necessarily. And this next stone coming from Swooping It Real is going to be a smidge heavy, going to go to the back and out of the house. So good effort, just a little too much pepper on the delivery. It wasn't that bad though. So Derek's next delivery, and you can tell Derek's getting serious because the guns have come out. And this rock is going to be another corner guard. It's going to be a little light. I wonder if the ice is changing. It might be maybe throwing. Well, it's throwing Team Ish off. I mean, Swooping the Reels rock was heavy at the last stone. So asking for a little bit more ice. So we're seeing 5 feet at curl. So I think that line that they just moved to is pretty good. So, okay, this is coming up a little light. That could have been what they wanted, though. And so they're coming to take a look to see if it's on the center line. And actually, that's the 6th rock at the end, so they can peel if they want to, which is what Duncan is opting to do. As Derek throws the rock. So poetic, you know, some of these calls I'm making. So it does peel the guard. So there's 3 Team Ish rocks in front of the house as guards. And so it looks like they're going to try and draw around the center guard, again, kind of following the ethos to try and control the front and center of the house if you don't have the hammer. And that is also a little light. So as I was saying, I wonder if the ice conditions changed slightly where it's slowed. And I think that could be what might be happening. Might be. I think that might be what's happening. Let's see here. So looking to draw around the corner guards as we see Duncan get set. That was 2 for Swooping It Real, by the way, in the last end. So Swooping It Real is up 4-1 in this 5th end. And that does get into the wings. Not very covered, but they're trying to split the wing or split the rings to set up a multiple point score. Which, you know, we talked about what to do if you don't have the hammer. When you do have the hammer, you want to try to score 2 points, at least 2 points with the hammer. And so you're going to try and draw a play to the wings, especially at the start of the end, and then hopefully have a draw to the center for a second point. So, so that seems to be what the attempt is, but it looks like, ooh. So it looks like the sweeping the reel is going to try to follow Ish down, but it was a little tight. And so it just ends up just next to the Team Ish stone, although sweeping the reel now is shot. So it looks like they could try to pop out that sweeping the reel stone, looking for bumper weight or board weight, as it's often known. Board weight is the weight with enough force for the stone to stop where the boards would be, or the scoreboard would be essentially, or the boards, the bumper in the back. As you see, Duncan's second of 3 stones. Team Ish is playing with 3 this game. Don't know what is happening with their team. This looks pretty good though. Asked for bumper weight. This looks going to be enough to tap the red out of play. And yeah, that was closer to hack. So it's just a smidge light, but it got the job done. So that was a good shot there from Alyssa. So the broom is down for sweeping a reel. Last of the third stones. And they could have thrown a little bit of weight to kind of hit those yellows out of play. I'm not quite sure what the call was there. I think they wanted to try and draw again, and it was just a little tight or a little wide for what they were trying. It was wide. It was because they were hopefully going to the right from this view. It was too wide, and it crashed on the guard. So last of this is the final third stone here as Duncan gets set in the hatch. Kind of calling it audible, Kenny Duncan is, and then he's going back to the original call. I think just looking to try and draw around that center guard. And looking for that that swing. Looks like they're only looking for about 4 feet when it can curl up to 5 feet. But let's see what happens. This is tight on the guard, and it does crash on the guard. So it overcurled. Just kind of one of the concerns I had about the line in terms of the how much it curls. But we are seeing a lot of curl on both sides, going towards the windows and then away from the wall, towards the walkway. So skip stones now as we see sweeping a reel get set for a draw. I think they want to just sit on top of those yellows. So the broom is down for a draw. Looking for about that 5 feet of curl. Weight's a little I say, yeah, the weight's a little up. So I think they're trying to coach it over. And I say it was up. It's actually coming down a little light, so I misjudged that weight. So that does not help Souvenir Real. It actually helps Team Ish. So the question is, does Team Ish kind of leave the rocks kind of where they were? I mean, there's a draw path. Okay, so I think they want to try and take away the run back, just kind of based on where they're looking at putting the broom to the right side of the red rock that was just put there in front of Alyssa. So looking to draw in front of. To the front of the red rock. So looking for just a freeze is my guess.
Only hurts.
So Kenny's getting set here with his first, the 2 skip stones here in the 5th end. Just looking to freeze on top of the red to take away the run back. Lights the miss. And it's going to be light, but it looks like it is in the path. The draw path blocking that run back. So with Team Ish sitting 2, the question is, how does Souvenir Real minimize the damage and avoid maybe giving up 3? Do they concede? Do they try to concede the 2 and like just to make it really hard for Team Ish to score a 3rd point here in this end? So the broom is down for Souvenir Real, as we see Stephen Bruce with his last here without the hammer here in the 5th end. And I think they were trying to look to sit shots, or maybe just put it in a place where it can't score a third point. And that was light, actually. So the ice has slowed from what people were expecting. So now Team Ish has 2 in the hand. How do they get the 3rd from the bush? And it looks like they might be trying that draw again. They're looking at maybe trying to draw the other way, and that seems to be what the shot is as Kenny Duncan heads back down the ice. And I think the draw down the middle is the best bet. Also, like maybe causing the least amount of damage. You know, sometimes you want to go for a good score, but you also don't want to miss and end up giving up a point or something along those lines. So they're actually going to draw from the left in. They basically just need to be full, or they need to be biting the 8-foot ring to get that 2nd point or the 3rd point. So that is why they're going out wide to the left from this view. This is the last rock here, or the hammer coming from Kenny Duncan, Team Ish, sitting 2. going for 3 as both sweepers jump on the stone. It's going to be close. Is it past the guard? It's going to be past the guard. Now the question is, how deep does it go? It's not going to get there. So it's going to be a score of 2 for Team Ish to draw within 1. It's a 4-3 game in favor of Sweeping It Real as they clear the rocks. Pause the action. We'll be right back as we continue with our coverage of the 2025 5 and Under tournament, coming to you live from the Curl Vegas Curling Club. So thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely enjoy some curling, especially when we see some of these newer curlers in our region take some of their initial steps into the expanded world of curling tournaments with enhanced social and competitive angles and aspects and stuff. The winner of this event, if they haven't already qualified, does win a berth at the U.S. 5 and Under National Championships coming up later this year. Just a couple months, I believe. If the team that wins has already qualified, things get a little weird in terms of who gets to go. We might not qualify a team if the team that wins already qualified. That's probably the easiest way to say that. But at the same time, you know, we definitely appreciate everyone here in this event. We definitely don't want to cheer against someone just so we can qualify a team for nationals. It's a weird wrinkle. But we're all here to give it our all, and I definitely appreciate seeing all these teams on the ice. Everyone has 5 years of experience or less, as that takeout comes up a little heavy and misses.
This is my first time here too. I'm from, I play in Silicon Valley.
So next rock from Team Ish is coming from Derek Swanson. Team Ish hails from Coyotes Curling Club out of Tempe, Arizona, facing Sweeping It Real, which hails from Silicon Valley. So that was a good draw round from Swanson. And so now the question is, how does Sweeping It Real respond? Because, you know, some of these teams, like, based on their experience, oops, I'm multitasking. So looking for a takeout. And the hit is made. The shooter's going to roll wide to the left, but remain on the edge of the 12-foot. I like to say that, you know, curling is a lot like golf because, you know, they're both Scottish sports. And so when it comes to curling, we don't have different golf clubs. We have different shots. And so, you know, especially as you're a newer curler, you're working on developing your shots and stuff. So in golf, you might have a solid 7-iron shot, and then you're working on your drives or your short game and stuff. And so, you know, the shot selection is important because you want to make the shots that you feel comfortable with and can make, but sometimes you might have to take a shot that's not in your wheelhouse. And so, like, some of these takeouts might not be in people's wheelhouse, or sometimes the draws are not in people's wheelhouse. It's all trying to find the right club, find the right shot. As Team Ish put up a center guard, I think they could peel the guard now. The 5 rock rule is over, as well as the no-tip rule for the end. But it looks like they're going to try and draw around for sweeping a reel. And oh gosh, that was a bit of a spinorama with a sweeperama. And they spun around to, I think, just kind of switch sweeping positions, and they were able to get that to the top 12 foot. And so it looks like Ish is going to draw around on the left side. And less than 4 feet of curl, I would see this either wreck on the guard or go deep to the right, is my prediction. As Duncan comes out to help, this line is looking pretty good. A little tight, especially when it digs in. Right there, it dug in. So now it's going to crash on the guard. It was close, though. It was close. So looking for a hacked weight, just based on how he touched his heel of his foot. So looking to take out that. Looking to take out the shot stone in the bat. Don't let his position where he's holding the broom fool you. It fooled me slightly, because usually you put the broom next to the rock you want to hit, or if you're doing draws and takeouts. Okay, he does want to hit that, maybe. He does hit it, but it jams. That was a possibility. The shooter also rolls into the top of the house on the right side. So talking it over in the hatch, I think just looking to draw on top to the top 8 foot would be the call. You can see that he's given Alyssa more ice this time. So that seems to be prudent, especially to end up kind of in the top 8 foot. Hopefully, maybe wrap around the center guards. So Kenny's coming out again to help, especially as Derek is helping with the sweeping. It kind of really started to dig in there as they're pushing it as far as it can go, and it does get around that guard. What a beautiful shot there. And so now Team Ish is sitting 3, I believe, and Sweeping a Reel is in a bit of a bind, looking to make a deal. Let's see them rosin up their bow and play their fiddle hard. So they just rang the bell, so that means there's no clocks for this event. We're just kind of encouraging people to play a timely play. But when we ring the bell, they get to finish this end and then play one more. So this game is going to go to 7 ends at the most. If the game is tied after 7, we will do a draw stone challenge, or a last stone draw. Stips will throw a rock, and whoever's close to the center will win the game and advance to the next round of the first bracket. So it looks like sitting 3 right now. Team Ish is going to try and put up a front stone. A guard would be perfectly practical to work on my P words. So no sweep. So this one looks to be a little heavier than Alyssa's first 2 of this end. And then you can see it really dig in right around the Curl Vegas logo as Derek jumps on to help sweep. Kenny comes up to help. And that does draw to the top 8 foot. And it looks like we are going to possibly see takeout attempts. The broom's down for the last of the third rocks here in the fifth end. Sixth end, pardon me. This is a little tight, so they're really sweeping on it to really, I think, kind of hold the line. Going to have to call it audible here for sweeping a reel as it hits into the guards and gets a couple of the stones in the house moving. It gets rid of one of the yellows, but the downside is it got rid of one of the reds as well. So it is still Team Ish sitting 3, and Team Ish is in a pretty solid position here. So looking to put up a guard or a front stone to kind of block the path to the shot stones into the button. All right, so coming to skip stones here, looking for a guard front stone. Team Ish is down 1, but they have a chance to really tie or jump ahead with one end to play. So that is a front stone. So it looks like facing 3, sweeping a reel is going to try to put a rock in the 4 foot and then hope for maybe a miss or just I think they're hoping for a miss to maybe score 2. And that seems to be a good call because if they put one almost full 4 foot, it's going to be really hard for sweeping a reel to hit them out, and so there could be misses there that advantage sweeping a reel. There could also be for Team Ish, they could maybe just draw on top and just really narrow the scoring area and be happy to give up 1 and be down 2, just 2 heading into a last end. So there's the curl. This is a bit up, so now I think they're just going to try and draw on top of the shot stone. Ooh, it crashes on the yellow in the top 4. So if it was just like another couple inches wider, it would have been on top of the yellow in the back. So for Team Ish, they're sitting 2 and 3 in terms of counting stones. And let's see here. This is the last rock coming from Team Ish, looking to, I think, just pop out the Swooping a real stone, that's second. So actually it's Team Ish that's sitting first right now, sitting shot. They're trying to push it over. There's a possibility of a jam in the back, and it does jam in the back. That is the miss that I think Swooping a real had been hoping for, had things worked out a bit more in their favor. But they really can't capitalize on it. So I think what we would like to do here is to just draw. I mean, they just did the draw, so they do the same draw, a little less weight, but just a smidge less, and sit 1. I mean, this setup is still, I think, favoring Swooping a real. As you know, if they only give up 1 point here, this game is tied, and they would have the hammer coming home. If they score 1 here, they'd be up 2 without the hammer coming home, and that's a pretty good place to be. Either up 2 without, or tied with in the hammer coming home. So looking for a draw. It seems to be a good approach, a good strategy for Swooping a real, the rink out of Silicon Valley curling club. Hockey Ice Club going up against the Team Ish from Coyotes. They play on dedicated ice out of the Eponymous Curling Club in Tempe, Arizona. Eponymous? Eponymous. I think I got the word right. Last rock here in the 6th end. Draw for 1 to go up 2. Heading into the last end. This is over curling almost right away. Swooping to hold the line. It's going to be close, but I think it's on the guard, and the sweepers are waved off. It's going to be a steal of 1, and we're all square here, coming home in the 7th, or technically going away in the 7th, but you know, we're coming home in the 7th. So heading into this final end. So we see Derek push out of the hat for Team Ish. This end of play is being brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Fans of the top men's and women's teams from around the world can check out doubletakeout.com to see how their team fares against others in a comprehensive ranking updated throughout the competitive curling season by proprietor Ken Pomeroy. Doubletakeout.com. So looking to, I think, put up a center guard. Actually, they're looking to, this is more of a corner-ish guard. And it is indeed a corner guard just outside the rings. So Team Ish is looking to steal the win, while Swooping a real just needs to score a single point to secure the win.
What's going on here?
And looking to put up a center guard. And that shot looks to be made. And it is on the center line, so the no-tick rule is in effect.
She is probably in this room, so we'll wait for her to come out. Yeah, I saw all your guys' names.
So the no-tick rule, just as a reminder, for the first 5 stones of an end, An opposing team cannot knock a center line guard off the line, including even into the rings. If that happens, it's a foul. The non-offending team has a choice to either leave the rocks as they played out, or to remove the offending stone and replace the guard and any other stones that were touched. So that's around the center line guard. It's going to settle in the back forefoot, makes some contact on the shot yellow. So that was a great draw there from the lead for sweeping it real. And that would have been Jeremy Schwartz, I believe. Just going off of the rosters that were given to me. As we see Derrick's last rock here. So looking to draw around. At some point, depending on who shot, the other team is going to probably try and draw, clear the guards. And yeah, so Derrick was kind of not happy with that shot. You saw his reaction there. So as this rock is in play, just to let you guys know, we're going to be back at 1 p.m. Some tight turnarounds with this event. As we saw the second for sweeping it real. That would be Eric Ansel. Kind of lost a little bit of balance and took his broom off the ice. That does tick the center-ish guard, but it wasn't on the center line. And the shooter's going to roll wide right. So we're going to be back at 1 p.m. Our featured game is going to be a Top Gun out of the oval facing Mirror Curls Happen. And that's going to be a Wine Country Curl Vegas rink. And it's coming up at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And all games are being streamed. Our featured games are on the MoPac YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also, all sheets are being streamed with static cameras, static video feeds at the Curl Vegas YouTube channel. So all the games are still in action as Kenny comes out to help sweep. This is going to be a little light, I guess, especially for the line. And this is going to get around at least one of the guards. Both guards just settled in the top of the forefoot. Where does it end up? Settles in right on top of the red. It looks like there's some separation between the stones. So I think sweeping it real is still shot, but there's some rocks that are definitely tending to favor Team Ish. So as sweeping it real gets set for their next stone, just to recap the games in play on all four sheets. Again, all four sheets are streaming at the Curl Vegas YouTube channel. And we have live scores and other information about the events at bondsfeeler.com. So on sheet A, the contest between New Kids on the Rock from Silicon Valley Wine Country. They're up 8-6 over Team Hernandez, hailing from Orange County and Curl Vegas. On sheet B, we have Grid Curling from Oval of Utah and Wine Country. They're up 8-3 over It's Not Light, but It's Okay from San Francisco Bay Area. This is okay. Not a bad result. Kind of moves things around. They're looking to see who shot on our feature sheet. Our feature sheet, we're all square here at 4-all. Sweeping it real out of Silicon Valley, facing off against Team Ish from Coyotes. And so looking for some bumper board weights, and I think just to open things up. On sheet D, a fairly close contest between Team Rice from Coyotes facing Broomstones from Broomstones. Broomstones is up 5-3. And all these games are in their final end because we rang the bell. I'm going to guess they're in the final end. I don't know for sure. So sweepers are called off of this shot as we see where it ends up. Looks like it's on the guards. And it kind of promotes one of the yellow-ish guards into the top 12-foot. And so now with Sweeping a Reel sitting 1, maybe 2, they're looking to close the door and to really secure their advantage. As we see the shot underway from the third for Team Sweeping a Reel. And I believe that is going to be Brendan Zawalski.
I'm low on plate, so if you want to get plate. Okay. Yeah. All that. Okay.
Let's see where this ends up. This is going to be a pretty decent guard. It's going to kind of force Team Ish to really kind of change how they might get to the shot stones in the, just around the button. So kind of a tricky situation. I think opening it up might be a good call because they have 3 stones after this. They're taking a brief timeout. They can slightly slow roll this because there's not any clocks on the ice. The recommended protocol is if teams are taking too much time, you have an ice official come out and then say, hey, you guys need to keep moving. And then if that doesn't happen, then we start timing individual shots, which we hope we don't get there. It hasn't happened yet in the 2 years that we've done this. But that was a very brief timeout. The broom's down for Alyssa. And looking for some takeout weight. I think looking to take out the center guard that's on the left side from this view. Line looks pretty good out of hand. Could be a smidge tight, especially since it's curling towards the windows. Looks like it's going to clip the yellow guard. And then the yellow guard taps the red red guard up into the house. So it is, they're taking a close look at it. And the opening up the center, I think, was a very solid call for Team Ish. And so now the question is, how does Sweeping a Reel really kind of cover the house, or cover the center of the house? I don't think they want to cover. I don't think they want to peel their own guard, although that's what they're suggesting. I would maybe try to, there's a bit of an angle stain developing on the left side of the button. And so you basically, I think, want to put the rock in a place where it's not going to put the rock where it's going to be in a place, so that Team Ish doesn't have a good angle to attack that pile. This is curling up a bit. And it's going to tap the red. Okay, that's not bad. So that was good weight for the shot they were doing. However, the angle game on the left side of this house is still in play, as we are to skip stones, it appears. So they see how much can they see. And like I said, Coyotes, not all Coyotes players, but a lot of Coyotes players like to throw weight. And so we'll see if they can throw some weight at this and get some of these stones moving. I think they can get, if they throw weight at this, if they throw weight at it, they get red on a yellow on the red. And you can get probably both reds moving and at least one of the yellows to stick around, likely for shots. Although they're not looking to throw a lot of weight at this. So this is more of like a gentle tap as opposed to a missile, it appears. Pretty interesting situation. So I'm going to guess board weights, board to control weight. Probably board. As the broom's down, and we see Kenny Duncan get set for the first of his 2 skip stones without the hammer here in the 7th and final end of this contest. So this is a little tight, but it looks pretty good. Now the question is, what's it going to do when it reaches the house? Okay, so it hits the top of the pile and rolled. Oh my goodness, what a messy house. So it looks like, I'm going to guess, swimming a real still shot. However, if Team Ish has a chance to tap the yellow up, they could be shot. And you only need 1 point to win. We're tied here at 4 in the 7th end. So it looks like they're going to try and put up a card, is my guess. So the broom is down, and the sun will go up. No, the sun's already up. It's a beautiful day here in Vegas. It was nice and warm yesterday. Haven't gone outside since the start of the 8 a.m. draw, but it was a beautiful start to the day. Looking for a lot of great curling on tap this weekend. We have 5 draws today, including some MoPac After Dark at 7 p.m. We have 4 draws Saturday, and then we conclude things with a banquet Saturday night, which will not be webcast. And then we have Championship Sunday with semifinal draw, and then the finals. Let me show you what I'm seeing. They're trying to coax it over. So upcoming draws tonight are at 1 and 4:30 p.m. as well as 7 p.m. all Pacific time. And then pretty much the same times tomorrow, 8, 10:30, 2, and 4:30. And then the Sunday, Championship Sunday, will include 8 a.m. semifinals and then the 11 a.m. finals. So let's take a look at the overhead or over the shoulder. So they're looking at an angle raise. And that seems to be the only real possibility they have. Although they really can't do the in-off. Like on the right side, they could maybe hit the inside of the red of the yellow on the outside right. But that raise, I don't think does anything. As everyone takes a look, I really wish these guys would move their heads. Not those guys. These guys. Oh well. Yeah, so you can see that the in-off really doesn't do anything on the right. The angle raise seems to be the best bet, especially since there's backing. There's not really... They could do a heavy... No, they can't do really a heavy draw. As they look to line up the shot. You also, like, if you guys see anything on the stream, if you put it in the chat, it's kind of helps the conversation. It just kind of underscores my philosophy with the game, where we, kind of view it as like we're in the warm room, kind of, maybe over a beverage, shooting the shirt and talking about what possible shots there could be and stuff, and what the strategy is, what people might be thinking. Is the shot there? Isn't it there? Or like, this guy's crazy to try it, but what else do they have? And so this is Kenny Duncan. Needs to be shot after this. Looks a little tight. It's not there, unfortunately. So it looks to be a score of 2 as the teams exchange handshakes. As Team Scoopin' It Real will take a 6-4 win, I believe, over Team Ish. Scoopin' It Real will stay up in the first bracket, while Team Ish will slip into the second bracket, where they will face Holy Sheets at 4:30 this afternoon. And then Scoopin' It Real will advance, and they will face Michaela's Marauders, I believe, at 7 p.m. tonight. So that will wrap things up as they push the stones back. Just another reminder, thank you so much to our sponsors for their support of this event, including doubletakeout.com and curling.gg. Apologies for that. And by Endgame Curling. Thank you so much for tuning into this broadcast. Thank you very much for our sponsors. Before we sign off, just another reminder that this game is presented by authority of the Mountain Pacific Curling Association and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Mountain Pacific Curling Association. So for all of us here at MoPac, Curl Vegas, and on behalf of our sponsors, doubletakeout.com, curling.gg, and Endgame Curling. This is your host, Ryan Olson, saying good afternoon, good curling. We'll hopefully see you at 1 p.m. Pacific. Bye for now.